Okay, so next video is the masculine and the feminine energy together. So, fourth video? Okay. So, the yin and the yang energy together. So, 1 plus 1 equals 2. Well, we're talking about energy in this video, so 1 plus 1 when it comes to energy actually equals 3. So, let's say this is the masculine energy and this is the feminine energy, and together they create a whole entire separate energy together, which would be this, right? So it's creating something. So men and women, when or feminine energy and masculine energy, yin and yang, when they work together and they come together, they create a third energy, right? And a lot of times we see that when, a masculine and a feminine come together and they make a baby. So when it comes to energy, 1 plus 1 equals 3. So in the last two videos, sorry, I did not look over these notes before I started this video. So anyways, so let's say the feminine energy is being, right? So who are you being? What are you being? Stuff like that. That's this line. The masculine energy is doing. What are you doing, right? So that's this line. And then the third energy that they create together, and now it's a physical standing up thing. It's not just like a line. It's not this. It's something physical, a triangle. And this third energy that they've created together is having, right? So when you put being and doing together, you have something, right? So for in order for this energy to be harmonious, both people, it's probably best for them to either, you kind of have to coordinate, right? Either both people are conscious and aware and they get to be like, we're all feminine and masculine, but the person who's more in their masculine and the person who's more in their feminine, when they're working together, it's better for one to be more, being the one being, more relaxed, more receptive, more cool, more mysterious. And then the other one doing things, like maybe like going to work, being the one that like delegates things, right? So I have here having equals both can't do, making the woman work. What do you bring to the table? What have you built? Type of thing. And women, we, feminine energy, it's the building energy. A lot of women have been like pulling back from helping build a man up, right? Usually the term building a man up is something that is used, but for a man to build a woman up, it's not as commonly used, because to build something is actually more feminine energy. That's why things made out of iron, like nails and hammers, is feminine. I like lost my train of thought right now. I like noticed the song I was playing and I was like, ah! Let's play this song. So yeah, so a lot of women have been known to build men up in the past, and once that man reaches a certain point of success, they leave the woman high and dry. So what men, I think, could have learned from that situation is if a woman helps build you up, give her a little compensation. Don't leave her high and dry. Like, it may seem like she's not doing anything, but her being, right, cool, calm, collected, is helping you both have something, right? Be, do, have. If the feminine energy is being cool, calm, collected, helping bring peace to you in your life, and it's helping bring that energy into your life of being cool, calm, collected, you get to do your work. You get to do more. And then you guys both get to have more. But what happened a lot in the past was a woman would build a man up. The guy would be like, I did all this work. Duh, you were the doing. She was the being. And then you go off and you're being selfish. Right? Now you're just being a bitch type of thing. So you know what I mean? And so that's why I'm very like, I'm not doing that. I'm not building a man up, especially because I have a certain energy, and just being around me, men or women, anyone being around me, their lives do improve, right? So sometimes if you're a op, you gotta get out of my life. I'm not gonna build you up to have things and then be selfish about it. Cause I'm gonna leave and then we're both gonna end up not having shit, in this way. And that's what's happening a lot these days, right? It's the lonely men pandemic or epidemic or whatever. So, I don't know why I have 2 plus 4 equals 6. Oh gosh, I actually have it written down though. I do remember. Okay, so the 2 energy is feminine, right? But also for the calcium, it's the 20th element. So that's 2, 0. So the 2 is amplified by 0. So we also see it in the masculine energy too. So we're going to be seeing a lot of like weaving, a lot of things like that. But 2 is associated with feminine energy and emotions. So so going back to the analogy of the hammer and iron, we use these tools to build. Okay. And then for masculine energy, these tools are made for structure and stability. So what are these tools made for, right? For structure and stability. And then it's a yin and yang, so they end up like weaving is coming to mind, but like interweaving or something like that. A word that goes with something like that. So it's like the feminine energy uses their energy, the iron, to build, and it's for structure and stability, which is masculine energy. So a masculine coming into your life is supposed to bring structure and stability. A woman helps build, right? So it's like we use this analogy all the time. You give a woman something and she creates all these things out of it, right? So you use a hammer and a nails and you can build a building, you could build a table, you can make so many things out of that, right? So yeah. So when you put the 2 and the 4 together, it creates the marriage energy, which is 6. So 2 plus 4 equals 6. And if, this channel doesn't have a lot of videos, if you're new to spirituality, a lot of this may sound like weird, like mumbo jumbo, but just, just be chill about it and then just think for yourself, have some experiences, don't come to any conclusions right away, I would say. So the feminine energy is to build, The masculine energy is for structure. So, for the feminine energy, it's very important to sleep and to get rest. If you're a man and you're dealing with a lot of anxiety, um, the best thing to do is to rest, to sleep, and be doing those things. And then the masculine energy for structure. What do we do for structure in our life? We keep a schedule and we go to work, right? So we're going to work, keeping a schedule that helps us with having structure in our lives. So if you're a woman and you're lacking structure, create a schedule and maybe work in some way. Okay. So iron helps us with our breath, right? That's feminine energy. Our breath, you can't see our breath, right? Unless it's like really, really cold. Unless it's like in its natural element, being cool is feminine energy, and when it's really, really cold, you can see the breath. So something you can't see, that's feminine energy. So that, and then calcium is our bones. It helps with our bones. Iron helps with our breathing. So bones is something we can physically see. Our teeth is something we can physically see and touch and hold. That's a physical thing. So that's masculine energy. So when a masculine cares about you and they're healthy in their masculine, it will show. You can physically see it, like with flowers or gifts and stuff like that. When a woman cares about you and loves you, it's more like associated with the breath. Like a lot of the times in the past in movies, when there was less distractions, a lot of the times guys would lose their woman and they would say things like they felt like they had no life, like they wanted their life back, right? And the breath of life, right? Breathing is usually associated with like life, right? A lot of the times you hear people say that men do everything that they do because of women, right? They build houses, they go to work, they, make sure they look good, whatever it is. They do it for women. So women equals life. Women bring forth life, right? We create life in our bodies, and yes, we do get the help of men. That's what this video is about. Masculine and feminine energy together, okay? So communicating is a masculine thing, right? But we have both sides. Everyone does, feminine and masculine. So in order for communication to work, because communication is very important in relationships, so is listening, right? So two people can't talk at the same time, right? One person has to listen, the other person has to communicate. That's harmony. And we can't all rest all the time. We can't all work all the time. So there has to be a balance, within one person. There has to be a time for work and a time for rest in order for you to have and enjoy what you have, right? So, where's the thing? Sorry, I'm trying to do like my nails at the same time. It's not working out. I don't know. I don't even know where the stick is. Oh, here it is. Okay. So, okay, so let's change this song. I don't even know what to play anymore. I just keep playing the same songs. Okay, so we can't build buildings and structured things without the tools, right? So the tools is hammers, iron type of things. So in order to have buildings and structure, you have to have the tools for that, whatever those tools are. So light and dark, action and recharge, right? Light would be the masculine, dark would be the feminine, action would be the masculine, recharge would be the feminine, ebb would be the masculine, and then flow would be the feminine, going with the flow, just being receptive. That would be feminine. Give would be the masculine, giving flowers, giving chocolate. And take would be the feminine. But there is such thing as too much, right? Day and night, take a guess. Rest and perform, take a guess, right? Usually we associate like in the bedroom, like, oh, I couldn't perform in the bedroom. That's usually a word that men use, right? So rest and perform, the pause would be the feminine, and then the beat in music would be the masculine, right? And if it's just the beat, it's like, too much, right? So in the bedroom, when it's just like beat, it's like, too much, There has to be like a little bit of a flow, a pause, for you to really like appreciate the music. And then there's stillness and movement. So 2 magnets, magic nets, creating something big. So usually 2 people in a romantic partnership, or masculine and a feminine energy, could be drawn to each other. But there could also be like an energy in between, right? A third energy that's created when you put the 2 magnets together in a certain way. So that's how 1 + 1 = 3 when it comes to energy. That third energy for magnets, it would be when it's like hard for them to like come together. And it's called a magic net. So when you have a net and there's things inside, you have something, right, in the net. So all of this like starts to like build upon each other. It's the yin and the yang. So if you're like 2 in the dark, there's always a light there, the white dot, and you could go through that, and then it goes into the yang. So then you're fully more in the light, and then there's a little bit of darkness, right? And then you could go into that, like one negative thing could happen, and then boom, it's like everything negative is happening, right? Because you focused on that little dot, right? Or when you're like too negative and you have the faith of a mustard seed, then you're in the darkness, you're fully in that part of the yin and the yang. But then there's the white dot, you focus on that, and then that one thing could like put you into like a fully more positive place where there's just a little bit of negativity, right? So that's alchemy. You're learning and understanding the yin and the yang energy. So feline, feminine, right? They have the F and the E. Canine, masculine. Both are expansive. I don't even understand the notes there, but maybe we'll go back to it later. So too much yang energy is just go, 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 and it creates burnout, aggression, and anxiety. That's when there's too much masculine energy. Someone may be too aggressive, too go, 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 beat, 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 burnout, anxiety, okay? That's too much masculine, too much yang. Too much yin, too much feminine is stagnation, depression, and withdrawal, okay? Or not having a backbone, not sticking up for yourself, right? Because the bones have to do with masculine energy, and our spine is bones, right? So if you're not like in our back, like I got your back, right? That means you have my support, right? Our back supports us, right? Without our spine, we would just be like probably flopping over, right? So if you're too feminine, if you're a man that's too feminine or a woman that's too feminine, you may be needing to exercise the masculine energy, take action, and maybe stand up for yourself and have a backbone, right? So here I have a little bit of advice. Don't offer your energy, your inner chi, right? Yin is inside, so the energy that you're holding within, to a man who does nothing for you, right? So don't offer your energy to feminine, a man who does nothing for you, right? So there's no energy of the two if there's no energy of the four, because you're not going to be creating the six, right? Which is marriage. Doesn't mean you have to get married, but it's that energy together, right? When you marry someone, you get all these benefits of like taxes and like probably a home and things like that. You're giving him energy to have, right? Because he already has the four, you're giving him the two, and now he has something, right? You're giving him energy to have something when he's not even giving you energy to have something, right? He's not giving to you. He's not giving nothing to you. So you're giving him energy to have something when he's not even giving to you. And you're giving him to have more to give to someone else. Something he isn't intending or wanting to share or give back to you, right? Because the yin and the yang, once those energies come together, he should have more to give to you that he already gave before, but he's not giving to you, he's not giving back to you. So he should have, he's more in the white part of the yin and yang, that's the yang side, the white part, and he's not going back into that, the little black dot and giving back to you, right? And then it goes like that, right? So if that's happening, he's probably putting you in, oh no. If he's moving like that, he's probably in survival mode. One, you do not want to date a man who's in survival mode, and he's being selfish. You do not want to date a selfish man because he's too much in his feminine, and he's just going to deplete you. You're giving to him, but it's his job to give to you. So if he's not giving to you and you're offering your inner chi to him, you're doing too much. So get away from that trifling ass man and let him learn the hard way, like we all have to do sometimes. Let him be in survival mode as long as he needs to be. And anything done can be undone. So if he wants to fix that later, let him do whatever he wants to do. But that means he would have to take action later, be in his masculine energy. If he wants to be with you and he doesn't take action, he's still not in his masculine energy, which means good. Stay the fuck away. So, that's all I have to say for now. I'm sorry I wasn't smart enough to do give advice for the masculine energy when it comes to the feminine, but I did not sleep all night and I do not have notes and I don't know if I could think of something right now. But you know what? Yeah. That's it. And yeah, hopefully I make another video and hopefully you guys enjoyed this. Yeah. Have a great day. Let me know what you think in the comments. I love you guys. Stay safe. And yeah, bye.